So I preached for 20 years, and in that 20 years I moved to 3 different locations to preach. Started down in Burkesville, Kentucky, and then moved up to Bloomington, and then over to Columbus, Ohio, and then over here. So I guess 4 total. And with each one of those, it was either a decision I made, or in the last one I was let go. And I grew up in foster homes. I was in 24 different homes in a year. And I know what that did to me as a child. And so having 5 kids, all of them in school, I felt like I didn't want to move. And so I started to think about, what am I going to do? I preached for 20 years. And so I filled out a bunch of job applications, from management positions to driving trucks, and I got 1 call back. And the job was for $14 an hour. And with a family of 5 kids, and my wife and I, family of 7, you can't do that. It's you don't make enough money to feed your family and provide for them. And so I made a post on Facebook just kind of explaining my situation. Hey, I want to stay in this area. Anybody have any suggestions of what I can do to provide for my family and still live in this area? And if anybody had any opportunities for me, if they worked at a company that was hiring, to let me know. Well, Angie Young reached out to me. And Angie, when I first moved to Greenwood, Indiana, she sold me the house that we purchased in Whiteland, Indiana. And then just before I got let go from preaching, we moved into this home that we're in right now. It was a flip and needed a lot of work. But Angie sold my house again in Whiteland. So we've had a relationship for 7 years. And so when she saw that post, she reached out to me and she said, Neil, I believe that you would be fantastic in real estate, and you need to go get your real estate license. And when you get your real estate license, I will hire you. And so that's kind of how I got into this job change. After 20 years, it was a daunting task. Everything that I knew was preaching, and thinking about starting over, it was extremely frightening. But knowing who Angie was and how she conducted her business with me, I said to myself, I can do this. And so she got me in contact of where I need to go to take my license and get my license, take the test and get my license. And so that's what brought me to real estate and how I got in here. Thank you, Angie. So being from Canada, I've been over in the States now for 20 years. But prior to that, I had several friends that got into the real estate industry in Canada. I've always been interested in property management, flipping houses, just houses in general. I like old structures and old buildings, and there's a lot of them in Canada. And so I had several friends that became realtors there. And I was intrigued with that and thought about getting into it in Canada, and decided against that. I went a different direction, ran an after-school program for troubled kids, left that, moved to the States to become a gospel preacher. But I always had that in the back of my mind. And each one of my friends in Canada went and worked with REMAX in Canada. And so I've always been intrigued with that brand and that name. I've always seen it around. Every time I pass a house, it's just inevitable. You often stumble upon the REMAX sign. And so I always told myself, eventually down the road when I retire, I want to get into being a realtor and flipping houses. That's really what I wanted to do. And I always had in my mind, I don't know why, ever since I was young, that I would work for REMAX. And so here I am in Greenwood, Indiana, working for REMAX Advanced Realty. So starting with a new company and a new career change after 20 years, it was pretty frightening. And I found it very quickly, being part of the REMAX Advanced family, that I was welcomed in very quickly. I got to meet a lot of agents that seemed very interested in me and me excelling in my realtor career, and providing a lot of good information for me, things to do and things not to do, which was of extreme importance to me because this was all new to me. The technology side of it was crazy overwhelming to me. Mal really helped a lot. Cole helped a lot as well. Cole helped me get a page set up and a business page, and these are things that it would just have been impossible for me to do on my own or shell out a bunch of money. And the wonderful thing about REMAX Advanced Realty is they really help to set you up to succeed and provide all the things that you need. One of the things that I found overwhelming at the beginning was the lead side of it. Josh Latham was my first mentor when I came to REMAX Advanced Realty, and I was paired with him for a couple of reasons. One, his dad was a preacher and is a preacher, and they thought I would go really well with Josh. Coming out of the preaching side for the last 20 years and joining myself in a real estate company, like I said, was pretty overwhelming. So even the company was in tune with my story when I started and really did their very best to pair me with a mentor that would really help me succeed. Josh helped me with the lead side of things, what to say, what not to say, how long to carry a conversation on, how much to push, how much to back off, how much to follow through with, how much to let the company side of it take the lead and the initiative in some of those calls. And so I'm really thankful for Josh. It's one of the reasons I'm very thankful to be part of this company. I was then switched with Angie Young. Angie Young and I think a lot alike. We want to run our business a lot alike. I've known Angie for many years, 7+ years, and I just can't speak highly enough about her. She has taken and built upon, in my life and upon my career, what Josh has already started. I understand the lead side of it now. It's kind of funny, when I talked about getting my real estate license, several other companies, I won't mention their names, but they scouted me as well. And I started talking about how REMAX provides leads for me, and they all laughed at me and said, no company provides leads for their realtors. Those are things you have to do on your own. Well, lo and behold, when I joined REMAX Advanced Realtor, here I was paired with somebody, and the company gave me these leads. And I thought that was interesting. Some of the things I was hearing from some of the other companies were not true. And so if you're watching this video, I want you to understand that REMAX and REMAX Advanced Realty in particular, which I'm part of, they do. And that they not only provide those leads for you, but they also help you to understand how those leads function and work. So I'm very thankful for that side of it. It's one of the great reasons, and one of the reasons why I'm so thankful to be part of this great and wonderful company. And then to be paired with somebody that really wants to run their business like you do. I'm very much a people person. I always have been, preaching for 20 years. It's all about the people. And that's how Angie runs her business. So I've been able to walk in her shadow and watch her do things and say the things that she does to her clients. She's actually sat in my shadow and listened to me and followed me to some of my closings, and just has really mentored me along the way to understand that if you really want to succeed in the real estate industry, you really need to plug into the personal side of things and build relationships with your clients. And so that's what I've been doing. And then also to be connected with Dennis as well. I've always been uncomfortable around Dennis because I know that he is the owner. And so anytime I'm around him, I walk gingerly. But I've come to appreciate that Dennis really wants me to succeed as well. And he's sent me text messages, and he's reached out on Facebook a couple of times to me just to see that how I'm doing. Like, you think about a CEO or the owner of a company, how often does that happen when you work for somebody? Very, very seldom. It usually goes down the chain and you get a letter or you get a check at the end of the year, but you know that person is really not even thinking about you. So it's nice to be part of the REMAX Advanced family and know that everybody really has your best interest in mind. Whether it comes to the technology side of things, REMAX Advanced Realty has that covered and can help you. Listen, I didn't know anything about technology, and they've really helped me have a presence online, which I could have never imagined myself doing, a year ago. Whether it's leads and the company providing some leads for you to get started and to chew on that, I call it hard fat because it's hard, it's difficult when you first start out. But after a while, after you chew on it, it gets a little softer. And so I've been able to acquire some knowledge to be able to run the leads myself now. And that's what I do. And so all along the way, whether it's, like I said, technology, the lead side of it, or learning how to build your business on your own and be able to stand on your own 2 feet, REMAX really has it down. I'm blessed and thankful to be part of this wonderful family. One of the things that I value most about being a realtor is I'm able to use some of the skills that other companies didn't see as essential or needed. And leaving an industry that I was part of for 20 plus years, preaching, I want to know how I could lay that to rest and be at peace with that, because I always saw myself being a gospel preacher for the rest of my life. And being able to lay that aside, I had to find value in whatever else I was doing. So becoming a realtor was important for me to find out how I can use some of those skills to benefit myself, but also benefit my God in heaven. And so I've really made peace by being able to say, okay, maybe I can't dedicate all my life to saving souls, but being able to find somebody and set a family up in a good home and do so in such a way that they save money, they're able to use it as an investment tool, that when they do decide to sell their house down the road, they're not upside down. So I'm really feeling blessed to be able to lay aside something that I felt so strongly about and pick up the mantle on another area of my life and really excel in. So I really value being a realtor. And I know it sounds cheesy, like, wow, you're talking about saving souls on one end, and you're talking about buying a house. When you stop and think about it, buying a house is one of the biggest investments that you'll make in your life. And you think you get a loan for 30 years, so you're strapped with these payments for 30 years. This is an important part of your life. 30 years you're gonna make payments on this place. So I really am excited to be a realtor and to be able to help people find their forever home, or find a home they want to live in for a couple years and flip it and make a little bit of money for themselves and provide for their family. I'm a big family guy. Got 5 kids myself. I love my family. Everything's about family. So being able to be part of somebody's family and help them get settled, I'm really blessed to be able to call myself a realtor.